this is Dawn from LoftyFiber. I'm going to show you the setup of the helping hands for the Ashford table loom. We're looking here at a 16-inch wide 8-shaft Ashford loom, but it works the same on all. The helping hands that we're going to show we often use in conjunction with our LoftyFiber Rattle, which sits on top of the castle, and it's available for all widths of table looms as well. The helping hands for the Ashford table loom consist of 4 pieces. There's a bracket that fits right here, you can see on these side pieces, and it just slips right on. You just press it into place. This holds your cross sticks, and there's 2 openings that keep them separated at a convenient distance. So to insert them, all you do is push it down into this tab, back behind that, and simply snap into place. To remove it, you just push back on this top little piece slightly and then lift up out of that tab. So it's very easy to put in and out, and it holds them securely. So Ashford has cross sticks, and they sell them in the 16, 24, 32 lengths. One thing that's kind of interesting is they sell these for rigid head looms as well as table looms, and they're slightly different. I'll show you. These are the both 16-inch cross sticks. The table loom ones are a little bit longer than the ones designed for the rigid heddle. We've designed this to fit with either one, and we do sell extra cross sticks if you need them. So I'll show this with the ones that are for the rigid heddle loom right now. So when you've wound your warp chain, and I only wind a threading cross, I'm not winding a rattle cross. Pretend the warp chain is on this cross sticks are separated through the threading cross. I would simply insert them here, and then with it not attached, I would do this. So push it down in there and snap. So at this point in time, the length of your warp chain is over the top. It's a good thing to have these caps on so you can just keep them from falling down in the rattle. And your cross is right here. So the length is over here. Then you would spread it into the rattle, typically. If you've got the 4 ends per inch, you just spread it according to that. We do make these in 1-inch dividers as well, but I prefer the 4-inch. It spreads it a little more evenly, I feel like, onto the warp beam. So that's how you spread it. Then you put your other cross stick into here, lash it on, or otherwise attach it to the cross stick that's on the loom. You beam it, and then when you finish, you push up on these tabs to release, and you pull it off, and you just simply put it down into threading position. And threading position is right here, convenient to when you're sitting at the front of the loom and threading. You can pull each thread off of the cross and see it very well. So that's really, that's how the helping hands work. We do supply little locking pins here. So if you're nervous about when you're moving it into threading position, dropping it on the floor and these sticks coming out, with the locking pins, the sticks can't come off when it's not attached. So that's the only other piece I didn't show here. So that's all there is to it. I've wound a warp chain. I've put the cross sticks into the cross, which is still tied up. I have my beaming bracket in place and onto the base on this side, and I will do the same on the other side by inserting. Now putting it down under the tab and snapping it into place. And just in case anything were to happen and I was to drop this off, I'll go ahead and put these locking pins, I already have them on the other side, into the holes, and that'll make sure that they cannot come out of this base. So at this point in time, we're ready to spread the warp into the rattle. Now we're spreading in the rattle. I centered the width of the weaving into my rattle. I moved the little cap over so I could tell where to start when I had my measuring tape out. So you can just slide these over if you want to, once you've gotten started. My set is 18 ends per inch, so I'm going to go 4, 4, 4, and 6. So 4 times 4 is 16, so you need 2 more in the 4th slot, so that's easy for me to remember. Just kind of pinch off 4 at a time. When you're doing this, always look at the cross. Don't look up or down. It'll confuse you every time. So looking right in between those cross sticks. And you can just simply pinch off whatever number of threads you need and go right across. So I generally pull where I had the choke tie. I tie a choke tie about 1 yard back and hold on to that while I pull the work chain up flush against the lee sticks, so that when I put my cross stitch that I'm going to attach the loom, it's nice and smooth. So that looks good enough. So now I can take the loom cross stick and actually put it between these loops. Okay, so I put the cross stick up through the threads on this by picking up on this bottom cross stick. So I've got another cross stick here, and Ashford has you tie these loops in their instructions, extra loops, and they're convenient to do and put in place here to hold them at a convenient distance apart. So at this point in time, I'm ready to lash on. Doesn't matter if you go from right to left or left to right. Tie a strong smooth cord about 6 times the width of your warp. Tie it on either lee stick, it doesn't matter. Tie it on with a hard knot. Go always through the middle, up around the next stick, through the middle again, and maybe space them about 1 inch apart, up and around the other lee sticks, through the middle, up under, through the middle. So basically you're doing a figure 8, always going through the middle and up around the other lee stick until you get to the other end, and then just simply knot the cord. Adjust, be sure to take off the end pieces and adjust the lashing so it's relatively equally spaced between the 2 lee sticks. And then you can start winding on. You can either wind with a ratchet in or out. And when it gets close to the work beam here, it's time to put in some paper sticks. I can use a combination of both. While winding on, between each turn at least, go to the back of the loom and smooth any slack out of the warp chain by putting it between the thumb and the forefinger and pulling. Then put it under tension and roll it about no more than a turn. And do this repeatedly throughout the warp, inserting sticks or paper as you repeat this process. Now for threading. I pull over a group, in this case of 4 heddles, with a group of warp to the left of those. I thread each of the heddles in pattern. And to make the next warp thread easily pop off the warp sticks, really without even looking at them, just put a little bit of pressure on the holding those warp ends, and the next thread easily pops off. You may notice here that I'm using tempo treadle on this Ashford table loom. Of course, that's optional. When you're using tempo treadle to track your threading, you just press the middle of the screen once you've recorded that group of threads. And it remembers your progress. Thanks for watching, and if you have any questions on any of our products, please let us know. You can email us, call us at the store, or visit LoftyFiber.com.